Welcome back to the deep dive. We've spent some time recently uncovering some pretty fundamental truths, really digging into the causes, the conditions of suffering.
Yes, exploring that diagnosis, so to speak.
Exactly. But as we've kind of learned, understanding the problem, what's only truly empowering when you actually have a clear way forward, a practical path, right, to genuine freedom.
Precisely. And that way forward, that's the real heart of the fourth noble truth. So today, we're taking that deep dive into the blueprint itself, the Noble Eightfold Path.
Ah, the path.
It really is the Buddha's comprehensive guide, the practical steps towards awakening.
And, it feels like so much more than just like a list of ancient rules, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
It seems more like a living, breathing system.
Yeah.
A kind of holistic training for your entire being, mind, heart, actions, aimed at transforming your life from the inside out.
That's a great way to put it. It embodies what the Buddha called the middle way. It's designed to steer us clear of those extremes, not self-indulgence, but also not harsh self-denial or asceticism.
Finding that balance.
Exactly. Guiding us instead towards a balanced, wise, and importantly, a profoundly compassionate existence.
Okay, let's unpack this then. It sounds like a lot, potentially. So how do we even begin to get our heads around this path?
Well, the genius of it, I think, is that it's laid out as this progressive, yet really wonderfully interconnected training system.
Interconnected. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not a ladder where you climb one rung and just leave it behind,
Right. So it's structured into these three core areas. Can you walk us through what each of those covers? And maybe touch on why grouping them this way is so, insightful.
Certainly. The Buddha grouped the 8 factors of the path into 3 main trainings. There's wisdom, which in Pali is prajna.
Prajna. Okay.
Then ethical conduct, shila.
Yeah.
And finally, mental development or concentration, samadhi.
Samadhi. Got it.
And what's really fascinating here is how beautifully these components interlock. Think of them maybe as 3 sides of a perfectly balanced pyramid. Each one supports the others. Well, your wisdom informs your ethical choices, right?
Makes sense.
And then practicing ethical conduct creates the inner peace, that lack of remorse, which is just vital for deep meditation.
Oh, okay.
And that meditation, the samadhi part, that in turn sharpens your wisdom, deepens your insight even further. It's this truly self-reinforcing cycle.
That interconnectedness really is the genius of it, isn't it?
It truly is.
Okay, let's start with wisdom, prajna. This feels like the foundation, like you said, the compass for the whole journey. What does wisdom truly mean in this context?
Right. So the wisdom segment, prajna, it involves 2 key components, right? Understanding and right thought.
Right. Understanding, right thought. Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
Understanding, it isn't just an intellectual grasp of, say, the 4 noble truths, suffering, cause, cessation, path.
It's more than just knowing the list.
Much more. It's that visceral, aha moment, that direct insight when you truly see how craving and attachment, how they actually play out in your own daily life right now.
Seeing it in action.
Yes. Seeing how they contribute to your own suffering, your own stress. It's that direct experiential insight that really shifts everything.
That's a really powerful distinction, not just knowing about it, but actually seeing it happen within you.
Exactly.
Okay, and then right thought. That follows from right understanding. How do we cultivate right thoughts when, let's be honest, our minds can feel so chaotic sometimes?
That's a great question. Right thought is really about purifying the intentions behind your thoughts. It's about the quality of your mind's aspirations, you could say.
Purifying intentions.
Yeah. So, actively cultivating thoughts of renunciation, which sounds maybe a bit heavy, but it's less about giving things up physically and more about genuinely letting go of that mental craving and attachment.
Letting go in the mind.
Precisely.
Huh.
Then there's cultivating thoughts of loving kindness and goodwill. That's metta, wishing well for yourself and for others, genuinely. And finally, cultivating thoughts of non-harming and compassion, karun. Actively wishing for the relief of suffering in all beings, including yourself. It's about consciously directing your inner dialogue toward what's beneficial, not harmful.
So it's really like actively retraining our internal landscape, our default mental habit.
It's a perfect way to describe it.
And it feels like if you get that foundation right, that understanding, those wholesome thoughts, then your actions would naturally start to become more aligned. Right?
Exactly right. Once your understanding and your intentions start to clear up, the next natural step is to manifest that wisdom in how you actually act in the world.
Which brings us neatly to ethical conduct.
Yes, Shula. This is where the rubber meets the road, in a way.
Right. And this part of the path includes right speech, right action, and right livelihood. Can you break down right speech for us? Because, again, it feels like it's probably more than just don't tell lies.
Oh, it definitely is. Right. Speech means actively refraining from 4 specific kinds of harmful speech. First, yes, lying. Second, harsh speech words that are meant to hurt or demean someone. Third, divisive speech. Gossip or slander, words that create conflict or turn people against each other.
That makes sense.
And fourth, idle chatter. And this is interesting. Idle chatter isn't just about pointless gossip, though it includes that. It's also about recognizing how unwholesome or just undirected talk can really scatter the mind. It prevents focus, prevents inner peace.
Huh. I hadn't quite thought of idle chatter that way, its effect on mental state.
So right speech is about speaking mindfully, speaking with purpose, with kindness, and speaking truthfully.
Okay. What about right action then?
Right. Action primarily means avoiding 3 things. Avoiding killing or harming living beings, avoiding stealing or taking what isn't freely given, and avoiding sexual misconduct.
The core precepts.
Essentially, yes. At its core, it's about ensuring your physical actions, what you do with your body, are non-harmful and, ideally, genuinely beneficial to all beings. It's a commitment to acting with integrity moment by moment.
And then there's right livelihood. This one often sparks discussion beyond the obvious things like, not being an arms dealer.
Right, the classics.
Yeah. Does this concept challenge us to look at our work, our jobs, in maybe more subtle ways?
Oh, absolutely it does. Right, livelihood is fundamentally about earning your living in a way that supports your spiritual practice, or at least doesn't actively undermine it.
Supports it. Okay.
So yes, it definitely means avoiding trades that directly cause harm, dealing in weapons, intoxicants, poisons, dealing in living beings for slaughter, that sort of thing.
The obvious harms.
The obvious ones. But it also encourages us, I think, to examine the more subtle ways our work might inadvertently contribute to harm or suffering, maybe through exploitative business practices or environmental damage, even if those things are, strictly speaking, legal.
So it's a deeper ethical check on our profession.
Exactly. It's about trying to align your profession with liberation, with non-harming, not just, making a buck regardless of the consequences. And this whole ethical foundation, Shula, it's truly vital because living this way cultivates inner peace. It leads to a lack of regret, a clear conscience.
Which must be essential for a tranquil mind.
Absolutely essential. You can't really settle the mind in meditation if it's agitated by guilt or remorse over your action.
That makes perfect sense. So with that inner calm starting to be established from ethical living, where does the path lead us next? I imagine it prepares us for, deeper internal work.
Indeed it does. That inner tranquility, that stability cultivated through ethical conduct leads us directly into the final segment of the path, mental development or samadhi.
Samadhi. Okay, so what are the components that make up this mental development piece?
This segment includes the last 3 factors: right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration.
Right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration.
Let's start with right effort. This is the diligent, persistent practice of preventing unwholesome states like anger, greed, delusion from arising in the mind.
Preventing the negative stuff.
Yes, and overcoming it if it does arise. But also, it's about actively cultivating wholesome states like kindness, focus, wisdom that haven't yet arisen, and maintaining them once they have.
Okay, that sounds like a constant energetic process, like you have to be quite active. Can you give us an example? What does that effort look like day to day? It's more than just trying harder, right?
Oh, yeah, much more nuanced. Think of it like diligently tending a garden.
Okay, I like that.
Right. Effort is actively, consciously pulling out the weeds, those unwholesome thoughts, maybe anger bubbling up or a wave of jealousy or just restless distraction as soon as you notice them sprouting.
Nipping them in the bud.
Nipping them in the bud. Exactly. And simultaneously, it's about purposefully planting and nurturing the seeds of beneficial qualities, making time for compassion practice, deliberately cultivating generosity, patiently bringing your focus back when it wanders. It's the conscious energy that really fuels the entire path.
That garden analogy really makes it clear. Pulling weeds, planting flowers. Got it. And then there's, mindfulness. This term seems to be, everywhere these days. What does it really mean in the context of this ancient path? Is it just sitting meditation?
It's much broader than just formal meditation, although that's a key training ground, right? Yeah. Mindfulness, Sadi, is the full, alert, moment-to-moment awareness of what's happening right now.
Moment-to-moment awareness.
Yes. Awareness of your body sensations, posture, breath. Awareness of your feelings, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. Awareness of your mind, thoughts arising and passing. Awareness of, well, all phenomena as they present themselves. It's about being fully present without judgment, without getting carried away by reactions.
So not just on the cushion.
Definitely not. It's a way of living. For instance, instead of just gulping down your lunch while scrolling on your phone.
Guilty.
We all are sometimes. But instead, right mindfulness would be truly tasting each bite, noticing the textures, the flavors, the feeling of chewing and swallowing. That seemingly small act of present awareness, done consistently, builds a powerful capacity for insight and non-reactivity.
That makes it incredibly tangible, bringing it into everyday moments.
That's the key.
Okay. And finally, right concentration. This sounds like maybe the peak, the culmination of all that mental training.
In many ways, yes. Right concentration samadhi is the practice of developing deep, one-pointed meditative absorption. These states are often referred to by the Pali term jhana.
Jhana. So this isn't just like feeling relaxed during meditation.
No, it's much deeper and more specific than just relaxation, although calm is a prerequisite. It's a progression through specific, profound states of mental unification, clarity, and stillness. Imagine your mind, which is usually buzzing with, 1,000 thoughts.
The monkey mind.
The monkey mind, exactly. Imagine it settling down, becoming incredibly stable, focused, crystal clear, and filled with an immense sense of peace and even bliss. It's almost like the ordinary world, the distractions just melt away for a time.
Wow.
In these states of deep concentration, the usual mental chatter and hindrances fall away. And this allows for really profound insight, a direct, unmediated experience of Dhamma, the actual nature of reality, the truth of things.
It truly is remarkable how all 8 of these strands, these factors, just weave together so perfectly, isn't it?
It really is elegant.
The Noble Eightfold Path, when you look at it as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's clearly this cohesive, integrated journey. You really can't have one component fully flourish without the others supporting it.
It's exactly right.
Like you said, wisdom informs our ethics. Our ethical conduct purifies and calms the mind, making it ready for meditation.
Yes.
And that deep meditation, that concentration, in turn, just sharpens and deepens our wisdom. It's like a perfectly choreographed dance, maybe, where each movement supports and enables the next.
That's a beautiful analogy, precisely. It's the Buddha's timeless, incredibly compassionate, and profoundly practical prescription for a suffering world. It's a clear guide available to anyone, anywhere, who's seeking to live a more peaceful, a more virtuous, and ultimately a more awakened life.
It really feels complete.
It does, and perhaps it raises an important question for you, our listener, as you reflect on all this. Considering everything we've discussed today, is there maybe one single right practice from this path that resonates most strongly with you right now? And how might you begin to explore applying just that one thing, even in a small way, in your own life today?
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the very practical steps of the Noble Eightfold Path. It's been incredibly illuminating.
My pleasure. And just remember, the path isn't solely about some distant future destination. It's also very much about the profound wisdom, the clarity, the peace that you gain with each deliberate step you choose to take along the way.
A journey of discovery with every step.
Indeed. So how might even one of these right practices, perhaps right speech or right mindfulness in a daily activity, subtly shift your perspective or bring just a little deeper sense of peace to your day-to-day?
Something wonderful to consider. We encourage you to think about your own steps on this incredible path.